Hey guys, welcome back to day 17 of 25 Days of Christmas with TJ 2023. Decided to change it up a little bit. We've been looking at a lot of my scale diesels and modern diesels and things of such like that, but I wanted to change it up and make a video about something that maybe somebody with a smaller layout or smaller radius curves would be interested in. And that set we're going to look at is my Railking scale Amtrak Pepsi can Dash 8s with Railking semi-scale superliners. This set did make an appearance in the 25 Days of Christmas 2022. I do have the original Proto Sound 1 Railking Genesis set. That's the Genesis with the 4 superliners. My family later on got me the rest of the separate sale cars, so I do have the entire set. And then as I got older, I always really liked the Pepsi Can Dash 8s. I have one in HO. I rode behind an excursion with Pepsi Can Dash 8s when I was a kid that my grandparents' NRHS chapter put on. So I've always kind of had a thing for those. And I last year was able to find the Proto 3 Railking scale number 510, which is in lead. And then this year, an MTH archive auction, I think it was, another Dash 8 popped up, and it just has the regular prototype shell, and it was all silver trucks and fuel tank. So I grabbed it, really good price, and then I picked up the 505 shell here off of eBay and made my own second unit. I painted the trucks inside frames and pilots black, added the white safety markings on the pilots. It was a Proto 3 engine, and it did run, and then after swapping the shells, it no longer wanted to run right. So I got aggravated, wasn't going to put any money into it, putting another board in it. I already had a powered engine, so I just stripped it out, gutted it, and made it a full dummy. You know, sometimes it's just what you got to do. But for the money I was into it, it's pretty much a dummy cost anyway, so I didn't feel too bad about it. But it's a really cool set, and I think that if you have a smaller layout, small radiuses, or you're just trying to get a cool set on a budget, I would definitely check out either the Railking Genesis. They have them in Proto 2 and Proto 3. You can get a Railking scale Dash 8, and then the superliners, they show up pretty frequently, and they're pretty inexpensive. But being that they're really tall, you don't notice that they're short as much. So I think they're a really good compromise for scale, and you still have something pretty cool. But let's go ahead and dive in and get these things running around a layout. Since 510 was already talked about last year, I'm not going to go into too much detail on it, but this is the 505 model that I put together myself. I did, as you can see, paint the side frames of the trucks, fuel tank, and the pilots black. Painted the safety tread, or whatever you want to call it, lines on the pilots. And I think it came out pretty decent. I mean, as you'll see in a minute running around, I think it matches the powered engine pretty well. And for what I've got into it, I'm pretty happy with it. And painting around here, these are the superliners that I was telling you about. They are Railking, so the trucks are little, but like I said, with how tall they are, you don't notice really that they're short, and by no means are they really that short. So I think if you're in the market for something a little bit more budget friendly, or you have size constraints, I think they're a really great model to go after and a good set. But I'll stop rambling on, and let's go ahead and get these things fired up and running.